Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about 5 different Love Cup teams submitted by people on Twitter. Definitely follow me on Twitter if you're interested in submitting your teams and for me to do some analysis. And I talk about how to play them in the lead and switch in scenarios. This is what I do for some of my students if they're playing particular teams. But let's go ahead and get started with the first team. This one is from the Shady Asian. This individual is a very strong battler. Reached #1 during Great League earlier this season. Always really high up on the list. His team is Clefable with Charm, Meter Mash, Psychic, Electrode with Volt Switch, Discharge, Hyper Beam, and then Scizor with Bullet Punch, Night Slash, and Iron Head. This has B for coverage, D for bulk. Scizor is very squishy. Electrode definitely not the tankiest. Clefable has some decent bulk to it. B for safety. And then B for consistency. Immediately, one of the most challenging things for this team would be a Charizard lead or like a Mercargo lead. Would be really tough. Mercargo lead a little bit less because Scizor is actually pretty neutral with Mercargo, but definitely Charizard lead would be really challenging. But I do have some analysis that I want to share here. So this is the first team. So if we take a look at it, you'll see that it. Again, the Clefable, Electrode, and Scizor. For the Alola Mola matchup, I might be saying it. Alola Mola. Anyways, I'm just going to call it Alola Mola. You want to play the Zero Shield is probably the most optimized scenario. The other shield scenarios, you tend to get outpaced because they're able to get the Psychic before you're able to get to the Meteor Mash or the Psychic yourself. And if they, in fact, they go Waterfall and Psychic and you have a decent enough Clefable, you can actually tie in the Zero Shield. It is kind of a tough Pokemon to deal with because it does beat Scizor. Obviously, it loses to Electrode. Charizard, you either want to play the Zero Shield, where you just try to go for the Psychic, or you play the 2 Shield, and you can actually Charm down if you're able to shield the Blast Burns. So, but what most likely will happen is that you'll throw a charge move and then get 1 shield, and then you'll have to burn both shields, and you'll have like maybe half a charge move ready, but you'll be down to like probably like 20% of your health. Next one's Electrode. With a lot of these Pokemon in these type of cups, when it comes to Charmers or Razor Leafers, if they don't resist and they take neutral damage, typically what you do is you shield once and farm down, and that's going to be the case for Electrode. You'll have energy for a charge move, but obviously it'll be down a shield. Medicham, obviously not too big a deal. Resist counter, going to take neutral from Psychic. Ice Punch, obviously resisting the Power Up Punch, and Dynamic Punch. Clefable, you want to try to charm it down, try to get the extra charm through. Most likely you'll simultaneously KO. I think you both get to a charge move, and then you got to determine whether or not you want to throw it or not. And then same thing with Wigglytuff. Actually, I'm not sure what. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Clefable, not Wigglytuff. What I'm talking. Okay. Clefable, same like you. Okay. Let me get this straight. I sorry, I read that incorrectly. Clefable, you both want to try to charm down. If you can get an extra charm through, that's great and farm down, but it's very inconsistent. And then Wigglytuff, you do beat it to the move with Meter Mash, so you can determine whether you want to throw it, which I think is not a bad option, because if they do end up charming you down, you can absorb it with Scizor, since Scizor resists all the moves from Wigglytuff. With Scrafty, obviously, like 3 charms KOs it. Lickitung, you want to play the Zero Shield matchup, is probably the best case scenario. Same thing with Milotic, and then Crustle, 1 shield farm down. Slowbro, 1 shield farm down. Mercargo, if it's Rock Throw, you should safe switch to Scizor, and it's actually really close in the 1 shield. It's a very close matchup. Obviously, the Bullet Punches are doing neutral damage, I should say, and so the Rock Throws. Obviously, if it's Ember, you can't go to Scizor. You should probably just stay. And it's a very brutal matchup because of the fire typing. They do resist charm. Vileplume, you want to play the Zero Shield. I don't see any other choice you have because Electrode also loses to Vileplume pretty badly. Wormadam, you want to safe switch to Electrode. Same thing with Scolipede. If they switch in Alola Mola, you want to switch to Electrode, obviously. Charizard, you want to switch to Electrode. Electrode, Medicham, Scrafty, you want to stay. And then, obviously, the Charmers, you go to your Steel types. Licky, you most likely want to go into Scizor. And the reason why I don't have Lickitung here is I don't think that many people will have XL Lickitung just because the XL candy is pretty difficult to get. That might be different. That may or may not be the case for your ELO range, but I would find more likely that Licky would be more common than Lickitung. Melodic, you want to switch to Electrode. Crossly, you want to switch to Scizor because you are doing super effective with the bullet punches. Slowbro, you want to go Electrode. Mercargo, you want to go Electrode. And then Vileplume, Wormadam, and Scolipede, you all want to go to Scizor. I think this is an okay team. I think there's definitely a lot of challenges that you have to deal with and like a lot of tricky situations, but I know the Shady Asian likes sometimes where kind of like has two Pokemon weak to a particular meta Pokemon, but is still able to pull it off. So I'm confident he's able to pull it off. This is not necessarily a team I would recommend for less experienced players to try out, because I do think that there are a number of different challenges with it. So let's go ahead and go with the second team. This is from Tai Kai Shan Ian, or something like that. Anyways, they're looking to lead Electrode with Foul Play and Discharge. Actually, I might have the. Oh yeah, no, I do have the right name, right team there. And then Charizard with Fire Spin, Blast Burn, and Dragon Claw, and then Clefable with the standard moveset. Obviously, no Moon Blast in this particular case. And if we take a look at the team here, you'll see that for... So let me just quickly go here. For Alomola, I think the flying water types, you just want to match shield and be able to take easily win that matchup. Electrode, you want to try to get the extra Volt Switch through. It might also be the case that they're running Hyper Beam, so you just want to be a little bit careful of that. Medicham, you want to switch to Charizard. Clefable and Wigglytuff, I recommend that you play at the Zero Shield. That seems to be the most favorable shielding scenario because they can just one shield and farm down. Scrafty and Lickitung, I recommend that you switch to Charizard. Both very winnable matchups. Melodic, you recommend just shielding. As electric type versus water, you don't resist the water type move damage, and these waterfalls can certainly add up, so you probably do end up wanting to shield the Surf or the Psychic or whichever. Electrode, stay, but you will end up losing the matchup, but that's fine, mostly because you're double weak with Charizard. Slowbro, you want to match shields, but a very winnable matchup. Mercargo, you want to play the one shield matchup. That seems to be most favorable for you, mostly because in the Zero Shield, one discharge is not enough to KO, but obviously one Stone Edge is. Vileplume, you want to stay, but you're going to end up losing the matchup. That's mostly because Clefable gets absolutely destroyed by Vileplume. Wormadam, you want to match shields, and the same thing with Scolipede. Both not like too difficult pretty neutral matchups, but Electrode can situationally come out ahead. If they switch in a little Mola, Charizard, you want to stay. Electrode, you want to try to catch the Foul Play on Clefable would be the most ideal scenario, or just go straight into Clefable and one shield and farm down. Medicham, you want to switch to Clefable. Clefable, you want to, in Wigglytuff, you want to switch to Charizard. Scrafty, you want to switch to Clefable. Licky, you want to switch to Charizard. Melodic and Slowbro and Mercargo, you want to stay. And Crustle, you want to switch to Clefable. And that's more like a one shield farm down. And then Vileplume, Wormadam, and Scolipede, you obviously switch to your fire type. So this is a pretty decent team. I do like it. It does struggle against certain Pokemon like Vileplume lead, for example, or a Crustle lead. But overall, I think a pretty decent team that you can certainly try out. And the Sims say A for coverage, D for bulk. Obviously, you're running Charizard and Electrode, not the tankiest Pokemon. A for safety. A lot of it is the fast move pressure. And as well, like Volt Switch and Discharge have the same energy, so there's no necessarily baiting there. And then really the only bait is probably with Charizard, and the consistency is B as well. The consistency is B for that reason. The next team is from Zarmilo. Anyways, a friend of mine from Europe, I believe. They're rocking Triple Legacy Seeking, Wormadam Trash, Wigglytuff with Play Rough and Ice Beam. So if we take a look at the my analysis here, you'll see that, oh, let me just adjust this here. You'll see that with Alola, you actually want to go straight Icy Wind. You actually end up losing the matchup if you go straight Draw Run. Just the Icy Wind is so oppressive, and they're very likely not going to shield anyways. It looks like you win all even shield matchups just going straight Icy Wind. You want to straight Icy Wind Charizard because obviously Icy Wind's neutral versus Draw Run is resisted. Electrode, you want to switch to Wigglytuff. Oh wait, Electrode, you want to switch to Wigglytuff. You have Draw Run. Actually, you probably could stay in this matchup. No, you can't, because no, you can't. You can't stay. You potentially could in Icy Wind, but you get outpaced, so it's definitely not worth staying. Maybe you have a pretty big energy advantage, then you could potentially Draw Run or Icy Wind, but that probably wouldn't even KO anyways. Medicham, you want to switch to Wormadam. Clefable, you just want to straight Icy Wind. Same thing with Wigglytuff. Scrafty, you want to play the Zero Shield because obviously Scrafty is quite good against Wormadam since it resists the confusions. Licky, you want to switch to Wormadam. Melodic, you want to straight Icy Wind, same thing. I do think straight Icy Wind is the play, obviously, depending on, obviously the water types resist Icy Wind, but the Icy Wind is just so oppressive and reduces damage by so much that's really beneficial for Seeking. Crustle, you want to switch to Wormadam. Slowbro, Mercargo, you look like you want to straight Draw Run in those matchups. Vileplume, you win the Zero Shield if you straight Icy Wind. Against a Shadow one, I believe the non-Shadow one actually just barely survives. Wormadam, you want to straight Draw Run, and then Scolipede, you want to straight Icy Wind since Draw Run is also neutral because of the bug typing. If they switch in Alola, Charizard, you probably want to stay. Electrode, Medicham, switch to Wigglytuff. Clefable and Wigglytuff, you want to switch to Wormadam. Scrafty and Licky, you want to switch to Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is especially strong against Licky since it double resists the lick damage. Melodic, Crustle, and Slowbro, you want to switch to Wormadam. Mercargo, you do want to stay, is probably your best matchup. And you just want to straight Draw Run there. And then Vileplume, Wormadam, and Scolipede, you want to switch to Wormadam. The Wormadam obviously mirrors a little bit challenging to play, but that's probably your best case scenario since they do double resist the poison jab damage. In terms of coverage, this team's a B, bulk is C, safety is B, and then consistency is A. You really need to know the Seeking matchups to understand when you should Icy Wind versus when you should Draw Run. It's not always so obvious. This next team is Vileplume lead with Razor Leaf, Sludge Bomb, and Moonblast. Shadow Slowbro with Confusion, Water Pulse, and Psychic, and Alola with Waterfall, Psychic, and Blizzard. Blizzard is definitely a spicy pick. I'm not sure he would ever get to the Blizzard, but you never know. And as you can see here, actually you probably can't see it because I don't have it. Oh, there you go. I do have it. As you can see here, with a Vileplume lead, I think it's actually super strong in the meta. It's either very good or it gets like walled really badly. And really, it only gets walled really badly against Charizard is probably its biggest nemesis. And Wormadam are the two biggest ones. But Alola, you want to stay. Obviously, that raises leaf damage pretty crazy. Electrode, Medicham, Clefable, Wigglytuff, Scrafty. You all resist the fast moves, and sometimes even resist the charge moves, which is really nice. And then Scrafty, and then Lickitung, you still want to stay. You're doing enough damage with Razor Leaf. Crustle, you still want to stay. Slowbro, you want to stay. Mercargo, switch to Slowbro. You can play out, I think it's like the one shield, and you end up like just fast moving each other down because you're both doing neutral damage, but you have two water types, so you might as well use them. Vileplume, you want to stay. Obviously, that's a mirrored match. You have two water types in the back. That'd be pretty bad. Obviously, a grass type. Vileplume in the back would be really tough for this team. And then Scolipede and Wormadam, you want to switch to Slowbro. If they switch in, Alola, you want to stay. A bunch of them you want to stay. I'm going to talk about the ones where you want to change. Charizard, you want to switch to Alola. Obviously, you can just waterfall down. Mercargo, you want to switch to Alola. Double weak to water. Those waterfalls would have to do a ton of damage. Wormadam, you want to switch to Alola. Kind of a close matchup. Pretty neutral. They have to throw the Bug Buzz. They can't throw the Iron Head without you being resisted. And then Scolipede, you want to switch to Slowbro since that confusion damage is going to deal super effective to Scolipede. Obviously, you have to be careful of too much X scissor damage, but I imagine you can just shield once and farm it all the way down. And that's team number 4. I think a very strong team. Vileplume seems really great. Obviously, grass in the back is really challenging. So something like Charizard double grass would be pretty disastrous for the team. But it does have, you know, Confusion and Blizzard to kind of fight back against the grass as well. The next team is from PokeJoel. Great content creator. Definitely check him out as well. He participated in KBL, which is King Battle League, where we did some practice Love Cup battles while GBL was down. And this team has A for bulk, A for coverage, B for bulk, A for safety, and B for, I don't know why I can't say the grades, B for consistency. I have an F for consistency, I should say. And then this team consists of a Charizard with Fire Spin lead, a Alomomola with Waterfall Psychic, and it says HC, but it should be HP, Hydro Pump. That'd be crazy. You've got Hydrokin, and then XL, Metacham with Counter, Psychic, and Ice Punch, and he was able to go 4-1 in KBL, and it says it was a super strong team. Let's see how the analysis plays out from my perspective. So, obviously, against Alomomola, you need to switch as a Charizard. You stay out of the Charizard, and actually, Fire Spin Charizard can actually do decent against a Wing Attack version just because of the way the energy is generated. It's actually able to beat the Charizard to the first Blast Burn because of how, even though Wing Attack generates energy quicker, just because how when the energy is generated and how it's generated. Like with Wing Attack, you have to go to 56 energy versus Fire Spin, you only need to go to 50. Electrode, you obviously need to switch. You switch to Alomomola. It's actually a really close matchup in the Zero Shield because Charizard absolutely gets destroyed. You do end up showing, if they do end up switching out, it becomes really complicated. But I do think it's better to go Alomomola than staying because at least you're doing quite a bit of damage. Metacham, Clefable, Wigglytuff, Scrafty, and Lickitung, you all want to stay. And then obviously the water and rock types, you want to switch to Alomomola. And then Vileplume, you want to stay. Wormadam, you want to stay. Scolipede, all really strong. And then the counter switches are going to be to Metacham for Alomomola, Alomomola for Charizard, Metacham for Electrode, and then Metacham. Then you want to stay for Metacham, Clefable, and Wigglytuff. And then for Scrafty, Lickitung, Melodic, you want to switch to Metacham. And then for Crustle, Slowbro, and Magcargo, you want to go to Alomomola. And then Vileplume and Wormadam and Sculpey, you obviously stay. So those are some really quick analysis regarding the teams and how to play them. Hopefully people found these helpful. I'll include a link in the description to this video so you can go ahead and check it out, do your own type of analysis, or if you have any questions below or you want me to analyze more teams, let me know down in the comment section below. These videos do take me quite a bit of a while to research and to kind of run some sims and understanding how to play them. But anyways, I'm going to leave there. If you like this video, click the like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.